Hello, my name is Nan Cosper, and as Mother's Day is next Sunday, my commemorative speech is in honor of my mother. My mother, Mary Nell Steele Idson, was born to Leila and James Steele on May 27, 1941. She was the second daughter of four: Shirley, Mary Nell, Linda, and Christine. Brother Edward brought the total to five siblings. Myrnell, my mother's nickname, as she was always called by her siblings and still is to this day, and Shirley were as close as twins. They did everything together, including start first grade. My mother started to school when she was 4 years old because she couldn't bear to be separated from her sister. Times were simpler, and she was actually allowed to stay and begin her school career then. My grandfather passed away when my mother was 8, and times were hard for the family. My grandmother's sister Bessie and her husband Louis stepped in and helped raise the children. They did not have a lot of money, and we teased my mother that was when she learned to squeeze a nickel and make a dime. My mother and Dad met on a blind date when my mother was 15, and it was love at first sight. They married 5 days after my mother's 16th birthday. My older brother was born the next year when my mother was 17, and he was quickly followed by 3 sisters. So by the time my mother was 24, she had 4 little ones. She called us her stair steps. Due to her frugal upbringing and with the help of her gardening skills, she was able to stretch $20 a week for grocery money. She managed to keep us all occupied, teach us manners, and to be seen and not heard. She saw to it that we were always in Sunday school and church bright and early each Sunday morning. She didn't work at a public job until my sister was in kindergarten, and even then she managed to get us all up, fed, and at school with our homework completed and in our hands. She would come home from working every day, tend to her garden, her children, and have supper on the table by 6. When I was in the 6th grade, she went to work at the cafeteria at the school. A few years later, she became a teacher's assistant. She loved being around children and continued working there for many years. When she was laid off, she went to work at an after-school program so she could continue to work with children. My mother is 73, and if her health would have allowed, she would have loved to be working there still. However, it was not to be. In 2003, my mother suffered a brain aneurysm and survived. She spent 2 weeks in the hospital. She had surgery and spent almost 2 months in the hospital. She came home to us, not as physically able as she was before, but we are blessed to have her still. In 2010, she suffered a second aneurysm, and she survived that one also. We all called her our miracle. She is still our blessing and leads us all with her kind, loving heart. From my mother, I learned perseverance and hard work pay off. The mustard seeds she planted in my youth grew into my faith and belief in the Lord. I couldn't ask for a better mother. She's the glue that holds our family together. My mother, Nell Idson.